gentlemen of the YouTube community, my name is Thomas and today I'm finally back with another ERB. This one is between Mr. T and Mr. Rogers. Growing up as a human being in the world, I sure had my share of Mr. T. But growing up in Norway, Mr. Rogers was a more unfamiliar person for me. So before going into this battle, I had to search him up, read about him in Wikipedia, and I also went on YouTube and saw an episode of Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. I saw the episode called Up and Down. I'm not sure what to say. He just went up and down, 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 sideways. For the rest of my life, I don't want to know what's up and down. But he seemed like a fantastic guy. He's the type of guy everyone wants as a grandpa. And so goes for me. I want Mr. Rogers back and I want him as my grandpa. Sorry, grandpa. You're dead anyways. But I'm going into this battle now, and remember to stay till the end to see my analysis, where I go through the battle a second time and go through all the references. And also be sure to see if this makes it into my top 10. And here we go! R3, R2, R1. Epic rap battle of history!
Mr. T!
Yeah, what's that? He looked like Wesley Snipes. Yeah, that suits him. Call me B.A. Biceps, cause I crush the whole gang. Bring Tuesday, Friday, and Lil Charlie to train. And watch me dip their ass in gold and wear them like my neck chain, sucker. I choke you with your own sweater sleeves. You couldn't even beat me in the land of make-believe. I will Mr. T bag you in the closest cemetery. Oh, Mr. T. Cause all your friends imaginary. More than one reference there, I think.
I hope you don't mind if I change my shoes. I'll be rocking sneakers till this battle's over, so I don't get blood from your ugly face on my panty loafers. I like you just the way you are, one in a million. But it looks like the barber gave your head a Brazilian. I pay your neck, Mr. Gold Chains, you got too many. The only gold I keep is on the shelf in my Emmys. I teach a whole world full of children, I can tell. You call yourself T cause you're too dumb to spell. Who you call a dumb fool? Mr. T only needs one letter. Yeah. Hello? It's for you. Bill Cosby, what's his sweater? You're a 40-year-old virgin in a dumpy-ass house. I get Hannibal, Murdoch, hand-face to stomp you out. The only pussycat.
Yeah, that was the rest of the A-team.
Hey, your Mr. McFeely delivers a lot more than letters. So before you come to battle with your PBS crap, how about I call up CPS about them kids on your lap, fool?
Watch what you say. Kids love me more than lunch. I'm not the one with my face on some whack-ass Captain Crunch. When my plan comes together, you won't even see it coming. I'll chop you into 4 black dudes and I'll remake Cool Runnings.
Yeah!
Nice! Get right back in your van. Get the fuck out of my
Cool Runnings! One of my favorite films growing up. Wow! This was amazing! I love that battle. But do I love it so much that it will fit in my top 10? We'll see. Okay, so I brought up my top 10, and I see immediately that if I have to compare this to one of them, I need to compare it to the Henson vs. Stan Lee one. But I'm gonna start from number 10 here. Blackbeard vs. Capone. I like this way better than Blackbeard vs. Capone. CS vs. Shakespeare. I enjoyed this one better than that as well. Batman vs. Sherlock Holmes. When it comes to enthusiasm I had from watching those two battles, I think it was about the same spot. So I think this one will be around there somewhere. But was this better than Batman vs. Sherlock Holmes? Actually, it was. So it got the 8th spot at least. But when it comes to Henson vs. Stan Lee, I immediately liked this one better. But Henson vs. Stan Lee have that epic ending. You know, when Stan Lee suddenly starts to talk about how much he misses Jim Henson. And they actually have a moment there that almost made me cry during editing. And the moment was so perfect before Disney came in and made it even more perfect. So it's a moment in that battle that make that stand out from the others. And because of that, Henson vs. Stan Lee will climb in my final top 10. Which means this one does not beat Henson and Stanley. But it takes the 8th spot in front of Batman and Sherlock Holmes, and that is a great spot. Oh, yeah! So let's hunt for some references and see who won this battle. Big Rap Battle History. I like the beat. It fits Mr. T perfectly. And I also enjoyed that they changed it. It was really good that they changed the beat and had 2 different beats for Mr. T and Mr. Rogers. And I also think both of them looked really good as the characters they portrayed. You can see at Mr. T here. He looked like Wesley Snipes as Mr. T, but it's not. But yeah, the mohawk is pretty nice, a lot of gold. If I saw that character now on screen, I might actually have thought that was Mr. T. Because I haven't actually seen him since I was a child. I have seen some commercials and have seen him now and then, but I haven't seen him in a show or anything since I was a child. Yeah, and also that show I saw, that is how I remember him. I saw it like an hour ago, so. But the tie had a different color. But other than that, that is Mr. Rogers. And Clubber Lang, not sure who Clubber Lang is. Unfamiliar name for me.
Call me B.A. Biceps, cause I crush the whole gang.
Biceps, yeah, he has some very big biceps.
Tuesday, Friday, and little Trolley the Train.
Why did he say Tuesday, Friday, and Trolley the Train? Trolley the Train was one of the characters. It was a train, actually, a toy train that came in behind him in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. Was he imaginary? Because I saw that show as imaginary.
And watch me dip their ass in gold and wear them like my neck chain, sucker.
Yeah.
Soak you with your own.
Yeah, I need to go back there. And I wear them like my neck chain. I wear them, what did they say there? He'll dip them in gold. Yeah, Thursday and Friday was that characters from the show, maybe.
Gold and wear them like my neck chain, sucker. I choke you with your own sweater sleeves. You couldn't even beat me in the land of make-believe, punk.
In the land of make-believe. That's kind of the explanation I needed to know that this was imaginary.
I will Mr. Teabag.
Yeah, I will Mr. Teabag you. That might have been another reference than the one I had in my head. Because Mr. T is a character from Prison Break. No, Mr. T. I will Mr. Teabag you, yeah. Teabag, is that a sexual position? Because I'm too old, you know. I'm almost 40 years old now. Okay, I'm only 35. But is Mr. Teabag? Teabag? How is a teabag? Okay, I'm gonna see if Nat knows. Tonight, I'm gonna ask Nat if I can teabag her and see what the response is. Rough images. Very rough images in my head now.
You in the closest cemetery. Nobody's gonna miss you, cause all your friends imagine.
That's actually the best one he had. I think that was the best reference he got in the battle. Nobody's gonna miss you cause all your friends are imaginary. That is a very nice line.
Hi there, neighbor.
Hi there, neighbor. Yeah, change his shoes. He always changed his shoes before the show, didn't he? Because the episode I saw, he came in wearing business clothes, it looked like. Or maybe just that was how they dressed in the 60s.
So I don't get blood from your ugly face on my panty loafers. I like you just the way you are, 1 in a million.
I like you just the way you are, 1 in a million. He talked about that in the episode I saw as well, that he, you are perfect the way you are. That was kind of his motto, it seemed like. So, yeah, he talked a lot about that, didn't he?
But it looks like the barber gave your head a Brazilian.
It looks like the barber gave your head a Brazilian. Is that a reference to Brazilian wax? A Brazilian wax is that when girls leave a stripe over their vagina, and they shave the sides? Mr. T have a stripe. He has a mohawk. So he got a Brazilian wax on his head.
Neck, Mr. Gold Chain, you got too many.
Yeah, and what the hell is Mr. Rogers doing? Is he breakdancing?
The only gold I keep is on the shelf in my Annie's. I see the whole world full of children, I can tell. You call yourself T because you're too dumb to spell.
Yeah, and I think that was just a random joke. Maybe Mr. T is dyslexic, I don't know. But I think that joke was pretty random.
Call it dumb fool. Mr. T only needs one letter. Hello? It's for you. Bill Cosby wants his sweater.
Bill Cosby wants his sweater? Did Bill Cosby wear sweaters like that in the Cosby Show? I saw that show as a kid, but I can't really remember how he looked there. And you're a 40-year-old virgin. That reference to the 40-year-old virgin movie.
A 40-year-old virgin in a dumpy-ass house. I get Hannibal, Murdoch,
And that's the A-Team.
The only pussycat you've ever seen is on Henrietta.
The only pussycat you've seen is on Henrietta? What is Henrietta? Henrietta, was that his wife?
And your Mr. McFeely delivers a lot more than letters.
Yeah, and your Mr. McFeely delivers a lot more than letters. Was he accused of something back in the old days? Or the guy playing him? Not the guy in the TV show. Yeah, it's a kid show.
So before you come to battle with your PBS crap, how about I call up CPS about them kids on your lap?
Wow, that was
Watch what you say. Kids love me more than lunch. I'm not the one with my face on some whack-ass Captain Crunch.
That was a reference to all the commercials and all the commercial stuff Mr. T has, isn't it?
My plan comes together, you won't even see it coming. I'll chop you into 4 black dudes and I'll remake cool.
Yeah, that was a good joke. He is so big that he can chop him into 4 men and make Cool Runnings. Cool Runnings is a movie about a Jamaican bobsleigh team who took part in the Olympics back in, was it 88, I think? See that movie. It's a entertaining movie. Funny, entertaining, and a bit sad.
I'll say this once, Lawrence. I hope it's understood. Get right back in your van. Get the fuck out of my neighborhood.
Yeah, get in the van and get the fuck out of my neighborhood. Funny hearing Mr. Rogers say something like that. For me, it's pretty clear who won this battle. I think one of them, he seemed a bit cool and relaxed, and that's also the way he was as a person. And the other one seemed a bit stressed out, like he knew he was about to lose, and he did also. I think you know who I'm talking about. I think actually Mr. Rogers had a more cool and relaxed way of delivering, which made the jokes better. This might not make sense, but it does for me. In my head now, this makes totally sense. He had really good jokes, and he also had some nice punches in the jokes he delivered, the insults he delivered. Mr. T, yeah, he had some good ones as well, but was he more accusing him of things? Mr. Rogers had real insults that actually meant something, and Mr. T was like only defending himself and throwing off worthless insults for the most. So, when that said, Mr. Rogers was the winner of this battle.
Holster!
If you like this video, please subscribe to my channel, or at least check it out and see if there are anything there worth subscribing to. You can also follow me on Facebook. You can actually also be friendly on Facebook. That's totally up to you. I will put a link to that down below. And until next time we see each other, take care of yourself and have a nice day. Bye!